Are you paying attention, everybody? This podcast was created to proliferate common sense takes regarding politics, religion, healthcare, current events, conspiracies, and whatever other topics you've been told to never mention at the dinner table. The purpose? To enlighten our fellow citizens of the propaganda being pushed in this polarizing time period in the never-ending battle for your soul. This podcast is not aligned with any sect, denomination, politics, organizations, or institution. We do wish to engage in every controversy under the sun without endorsements or oppositions to any causes. We are the four discoursmen: TJ, Greg Hugh, Pastor Benny, and me. Artie, the one-man party. Thanks for your time, energy, and of course, attention.
Because you worship him, so you think disagreeing him is betrayal, but it's not. It's just the right thing to do with any fucking politician who you want to argue with. But you do, because you literally you've said several times you have faith in him.
1,000,000%. I have faith in God. I have faith in a lot of people. I have faith in you. I have faith in TJ. I wouldn't ask you. I have faith in John. Faith is basically a majority of how I live my life with everything.
Well, that's great. And I think when it comes to God, that's fantastic. But when it comes to the leader of your country, I think you should have less faith and demand a little more proof.
All right. Well, once you vote for him,
I can't take it back, believe me.
but I think what's going on so far, whether we went in or not, I'm happy with how it's going now.
Yeah, I mean,
Bottom
be
line,
happy with an outcome, but was it right?
well, then who are you to say otherwise? Happy with the outcome?
Well, because there's risk involved. It's like
Well,
you can.
of course, that's why he's running the country.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can have intimate relations with prostitutes with no condom 200 times and be like, "Hey, I'm fine,"
Right.
and the outcome's good for you, I guess. But the risk there is not worth the reward because most likely that's not going to be the case.
Okay, so if we didn't go into Iran and we just let Israel and Israel, Iran keep killing each other?
No, I think
you subscribe to, TJ?
Well, I would actually, whoever was the offender, which was Israel in that case, if anything, you should be protecting Iran.
Who should be protecting Iran?
The United Nations.
What? No, the United Nations is a front. I don't consider them real. I mean, you let the United Nations tell you what to do, bro. No thanks. Yeah, all right. That's what I'll do. United Nations.
Well, anyone who's against war would point towards the aggressor, especially if there's no proof. If there's proof, you can publicly make that available. These are the weapons. This is where they are.
Yes.
If it's just speculative and you just shoot some bombs off, or they might punch me in the face, so I'm going to punch them. You don't do that.
He told them.
If I go up to you in the bar and I'm like, Artie looks really sketchy, like he's going to punch me, so I'm going to punch him in the face. Who's in the right?
No, that's not a valid. Look. He gave him 60-day warning. Let's get a deal done. Okay. Now, these guys have been fighting for long time, so you can't put it into 5 minutes. This is what
right.
you do.
But that's the thing, right? They've been fighting for thousands of years, and Trump's like, "You motherfuckers got 60 days. Figure this shit out." What the fuck is that? That's crazy. That's
Trump
crazy.
came
What
out
happened
on Truth Social and said, "I have an agreement."
No,
I mean,
but
I mean, this is not hard. This is not complicated. Donald Trump is the most transparent human ever who's run a president. So I don't know why you're all upset about, oh, 50 years, I don't know. He literally tells you exactly what's going to happen and what he's doing. And then when he talks to him, he says, look, these guys, they've been fighting forever. I gave them 4 days or whatever to fight, and now it's over. They both are good. Boom. He tells you this is exactly what's going to happen. He's not hiding nothing. There's nothing to be like, oh, the military industrial complex, they came at me and no, he tells you. And everything, what he says usually happens the way he tells you. What more you want?
But what would make it much
It
more
seems like
easier?
people are so upset with that Trump's always right or always telling you like this is what's going to happen, and then they want him to fail so they can say like, oh, all these MAGA people, all these people who like Trump, oh no, why they love him and why they like him. They want to. It's like you want to attack those people more. It's like I don't get it. This is the best president I've ever seen in my lifetime, and he does. Yeah, it's a fucked up world out there, and he's dealing with fucking evil people. Literally on both sides of the aisle. And everything that gets done, he literally gets into it. Oh, let's go past the bill. He's got to go to Congress. He's got to meet with everybody. And he's got, like, this is a guy not taking a single penny, not working for anything. He's 70-something years old. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need it. I mean, what more you want? If you don't think that he actually gives a shit about what he's doing, then you guys are, oh, it's all about, he's cucked or he's this or he's that. I mean, you guys are missing the point here. Like I'm saying, like I say, Michael Jordan, or Tom Brady, even I hated those guys. Now that other players like the LeBrons and the Mahomes, these other guys come in and the younger people never got to see them, they kind of talk about, oh, they weren't as good as this guy. To what we're witnessing right now, that's what really I want to do this podcast, to talk about stuff like this, to get it out to people, not just convince anyone otherwise, just the talking points that I'm sure go through all these people's heads that watch us like us. These are how I see it.
Yeah, no, but I think it could have been made better if he, like, for example, the punishment cannot be you didn't come to the agreement, so we're going to hit you, but it has to be like more proof, like, hey, weapons of mass destruction were missing in the case of Iraq. Nobody were able to find out. This time, they owe it to American people. Hey, we have, look, their titanium or all this uranium went ahead. They're so close. They have to give some kind of proof to justify their hitting with the B-52s.
You don't need no proof. Every president can drop bombs and stuff. It's just how it's been. Obama dropped bombs. People done strikes. Now, if we're going to send American troops in danger, yes, I agree with that. But you got to look at the details. There's no troops going yet. If there's troops, yeah, I agree. If there's Americans getting killed, like we got bombed, 9/11, whatever, American people died. That's different. Okay, I agree 100%. Like, all right, maybe it's Israel's war or this or that, but if we can end it real quick, and we gave him a warning.
But the problem is not,
I
like,
wish
for
he would
example,
have. What I was disappointed. Sorry, to cut you off. Was I wish Trump never even had to drop. I wish he would have got the deal done. Other than that, to destroy Iran's nuclear power, he's got the whole Middle East on his side. You know that in the background, he knows exactly. He's played this out. Like when Neo is in the Matrix and he plays that. No, it's not Neo. It's Doctor Strange and Avengers. I've done a million calculations in my brain, and this is the only way we can win. He's done those calculations, in my opinion, of all these other things of with the information, and it's not military industrial complex making the call. It's not this and that. If a guy takes a bullet in front of the whole country by some sniper or whatever, all right, I tend to think that he's out there for more than just a couple bucks.
Yeah, as long as he can safeguard the United States also. It's not just the problem is outside. Now, you never know. There are a lot of people who walked in the last 4 years. You don't know about who those people are, what those people are, what can these attacks trigger in their minds. You never know. You never know Iraq, Iran.
I just think to think there was absolutely no risk. To think there was absolutely no risk is negligent. Who would say maybe Iran, Turkey didn't like what was going on. The Houthis, they were starting to shoot missiles again. You have Hezbollah. What was to say that they didn't decide to just throw everything they had at Israel after we bombed Iran, or maybe a terroristic attack domestically?
You want me to tell you in 5 letters?
What?
TRUM. You want the last one?
No, I think that's
All right. So you got to have trust in your leadership, especially a once in a generational leader. Now, if it happens, let's
so
see.
risking American lives for the benefit of Israel is good. Is okay for you.
Look, I don't want to risk when you are a cop, when you're a fireman, when you're any type of person in that field, you just risk.
No. Answer his question. This isn't. They didn't. No American soldier signed up to die for a war that benefits Israel and doesn't have a tangible benefit for the United States.
I don't know why they signed up. I've never been a soldier, so you'd have to ask them. But if your leader in charge, Trump, who I respect, and I think most of these soldiers do, I believe that they would do it. I wouldn't do it for Biden, or I wouldn't respect a lot of the leaders. But yeah, for a guy like that, yeah, I'll go to war for him.
I'm not saying they won't go to war for him. I'm sure our soldiers are. I'm sure our soldiers are very loyal, and they'll do what the president asks them to do. I'm asking why the president would put our soldiers in that position to begin with, just because he can.
Out the thing and it'd be over.
Yeah.
Now this isn't on American soil. Now, if this was Mexico, I okay, a little different. This is over in the Middle East. It's not like. Here's the thing. All that energy I love, but that to me is more about the border. Like, why is the open border? Like, why are we letting people in this country? That stuff to me is more important or more worrisome to me than this thing. Like, this is the first time you guys want to talk
I
about
agree 100%.
That's insane to me. That's insane.
Artie, we can agree 100%. So why is our National Guard over in the fucking Middle East? Why are members of the Texas National Guard deployed into the Middle East? That's crazy. We've got National Guard troops deployed across seas. Why don't we have our entire National Guard stay in the United States of America?
Look, I don't know all about the military and stuff. I know Trump's been in power 6 months. I don't know what the previous administration was doing. They were letting everybody in the country. So I don't know all the logistics of that. The first question was about the Iraq. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things pressing to me than where our National Guard is. Now, look, these guys are trained. Texas, yeah, I would like to have them. But we got TJ in Texas, so I think we're all right.
Yeah, they're not guarding me. It seems like they're guarding Israel right now.
You need to be guarded. The fact that you're even able to make the podcast shows they're doing something right.
But on the other level, there was a few things that came up within that span. First of all, the borders have been open for the last 4 years. We don't know what has came through. We don't know how many Iranians have come through.
Yeah.
And it's not like we haven't been touched before domestically. There's there's obviously one big example of that in 2001.
I agree. Okay. So that's a better argument. Now I'm helping you make your argument, which I'm fine with. Now you're talking about these guys over in getting attacked, the Houthis attacking whatever. I don't know, whatever. Now, if you're worried about people here in Iranian terrorists in the country, yeah, I get that. That's a risk. I get it. But it's a risk that's got to have to be tackled eventually anyway, right? That's a risk we're always going to have. So you can't sit there and appease a country when you know that they're trying to get you. So if you're making that argument, you're saying, yes, Iran is out to get us. It just went. So I'd rather go on the forefront. If I know an enemy is literally on our country and could attack us, what am I supposed to do then, TJ? Oh, don't no, you go after them then. And
then
now we have cash. We got people I trust in the FBI and they've had time, and they know what's coming. And these guys, like, do you know? I mean, just on a side note, that the top 10 most wanted people in the FBI when Kash Patel took over, you know how many are left?
How many?
0. They're all gone. So I don't know what they were doing for 4 years under, your libertarian guy, but they're all gone. They're all gone.
Libertarian guy.
Whatever. You guys are all. If you're not with Trump, you're with those guys. That's how I look at it.
See, buddy, this is not a good look. This is not a good look, Artie.
Top
You can
10,
be
all gone. That's a
you
great look.
you can ask critical questions of your leadership and still be loyal to your country or to your government. This is
You got freedom of speech,
is
right?
it's what's that?
You got freedom of speech. I agree.
This is how America, this is what America was built on, though, being critical of your government.
Yeah.
Of course.
You're sounding a little culty, to be honest.
No, I think you sound culty. You're talking about libertarians and they're upset and you got the vote. I think you're projecting on me. I'm not culty at all. How is I'm not culty at all. Everything I tell you, everything I say, I will come back with evidence of why I believe it.
Yeah, but your evidence always comes back to having faith in Trump. That's you never come back to factual evidence. Like,
No,
why, okay,
no,
so
no, no, no. What outcome?
why do we want to bet? Why do we
No,
want
no,
to
no,
bomb
no, no.
Iran?
Let's talk outcomes.
Because Trump said bomb Iran.
No, no, no. Let's talk outcomes.
We can't, and you can't talk outcomes right now because it's going to take years to ascertain the fucking outcome of what's happening today.
Check the track record. Track record.
Yeah, the track record is horrible. If you want to look back at like 20, 30 years.
Of Trump's with war? There was no wars under Trump's first administration.
The only track record I can look at is the U.S. track record in the Middle East. That's what we have to go off of.
That's not the argument. You can't say, oh, you're culty about Trump and then talk about the U.S. Come on.
Well, I'm saying you're culty about Trump on other reasons.
That's like talking about the Chicago Bulls before they had Michael Jordan. Well, the Bulls never won anything, so why would I think they have nothing? No, they got Michael Jordan. Well, I don't trust it until and then you win 2, 3, 4 titles, and then you're talking about back in the 70s. I don't know. Come on, we got a new guy in charge.
Okay,
let him cook.
Let me know when it starts looking different.
You and I are about the same age. You're from New York. You started up. Let me give you an example of Trump, a real life example where I'm coming from, so maybe you understand a little bit more. When I was a little kid, every day in the morning, I was a big baseball fan, huge Yankee fan, and every morning on the back page, there'd always be bad news about the owner. Do you know who I'm talking about, Greg?
Steinbrenner?
Yes, every day. And then I remember, and they talk, he fired this guy, he's unhinged, he's out of control. Like on the back page, always negative stuff. And then one day, I was like 8 years old. I asked my dad, I'm like, what's wrong with John Steinbrenner? Why don't they, like, do you like him? He looks at me, he goes, yeah. I'm like, really? You like George Steinbrenner? I'm like, why? He says, you want to know why? Because before he bought the team, the Yankees sucked. And now they within 3 years, they won 2 titles. Okay? If you look at Donald Trump, he is a refined version of George Steinbrenner. He grew up idolizing Steinbrenner. They were very close. That you're fired, that you get, that's from George Steinbrenner. That's not Donald Trump. So you have to understand the guy's mentality. Now, most owners and everyone else other than Yankee fans hated George Steinbrenner because George Steinbrenner would do everything he wanted to win and make the fans happy. If you look and juxtapose that to what Donald Trump does now, and he's more refined. Steinbrenner was a little head, but if you hated George Steinbrenner, it was because you didn't want the Yankees to win. Okay? But if you want to win and you want to do the right way and everything exhausted, that's, in my opinion, how I equate early on the Steinbrenner to Trump. Trump is a guy who wants to win. Now, he's obviously been through a lot. He's 70-something years old. He's almost been killed, and he's much calmer. But that's where I get a lot of the similarities. So I don't know if you were a Steinbrenner fan or not. But
I mean, I was a big Yankee fan when I was a kid.
Okay, so then did you like George Steinbrenner?
He was fine. I mean, he.
Now all of a sudden you're a Yankee fan. You don't like George Steinbrenner?
He did some pretty good things. He got some good people that I liked.
The greatest owner ever. Who's a better owner than George Steinbrenner?
I don't know. I don't follow it
Right.
anymore, to be
You know what?
honest.
I should have asked you what you thought about Steinbrenner first, and then got you to give him all flowers, and
I
then.
don't.
I
I
see
didn't.
now. I saw you changing, Greg. Oh, George Steinbrenner is
I,
the. Oh, TJ, what? George Steinbrenner, a good owner?
Yeah, he's a good